How Earth went from galactic newcomer to the most feared military force in known space. The massive alien ship appeared over Seoul without warning. People stopped in the streets looking up with mouths open. Cars crashed. News feeds went crazy. It was April 15, 2072, the day everything changed for humanity. Admiral Do stood on the bridge of Earth's best warship, the UES Protector. His hands were steady, but his heart raced. Even Earth's most advanced ship looked tiny next to the alien vessel. "They're sending us a message, Admiral," said Lieutenant Bay, trying to keep her voice calm. The main screen lit up. The being had blue-gray skin and 4 large eyes. Its voice came through the translator. "I am Senior Diplomat of the Galactic Confederation. We have watched your world for many years. Now that you have faster-than-light travel, we can welcome you to the galactic community." Within weeks, ships from 20 different alien species visited Earth. They brought gifts, technology, and news that humans were not alone. Earth was offered a place in the Galactic Confederation, a group of over 200 alien civilizations that had kept peace for thousands of years. But there was a problem. The aliens were worried about humans. "Your history is full of war," said the senior diplomat during a meeting with world leaders. "Most species in the Confederation have not fought wars for thousands of years. We find your aggressive nature concerning." President Moon of the United Earth Government nodded. "We understand your concerns, but that same fighting spirit helped us survive and grow. We hope to bring our unique strengths to the Confederation." The aliens agreed to let Earth join with conditions. Humans could not build more warships. Human weapons technology would be limited, and Earth would send 10 representatives to learn from the Confederation. Admiral Do was chosen to lead this team. "We need to understand how they think," he told his officers before leaving. "They see us as dangerous children. We need to show them we can be more." The team included Commander Han, Earth's best tactical expert. She was young but brilliant, with a deep understanding of military history. As they boarded the alien ship, she whispered to Admiral Do, "They fear what they don't understand about us." The human team traveled to Centauri Prime, the Confederation headquarters. It was a massive space station where thousands of species lived and worked together. The humans were given small quarters and basic translator devices. Commander Han spent her days studying the Confederation's peacekeeping forces. They had fancy technology but used it in limited ways. Their ships were designed to stop fights, not win them. "They've forgotten what real conflict is like," she told Admiral Do after 3 months. "They talk about peace, but they don't understand that sometimes you must fight to protect it." Their chance to prove this came sooner than expected. A distress call reached Centauri Prime from a small mining colony. Raiders from outside Confederation space had attacked the colony and taken hostages. The Confederation Council debated what to do. Some wanted to negotiate. Others suggested economic sanctions. After 2 days of talk, they had no plan. Commander Han finally stood up in the council chamber. Though she had no official right to speak, her frustration could not be contained. "While you talk, people are dying," she said. "Send a small team with me. We can save the hostages while you continue your discussions." The aliens were shocked by her directness, but one older alien, Admiral Zell of the Taraki, nodded slowly. "I will provide a small vessel. You may take 5 officers of your choosing. But understand, if you fail, Earth's position in the Confederation will be reconsidered." Commander Han chose 2 humans and requested 3 aliens with combat experience. Their ship was fast, but had minimal weapons. As they approached the mining colony, Han gathered her team. "They expect us to negotiate," she said. "We won't. We'll use their expectations against them." The raid was quick and precise. Han's team entered the colony through maintenance tunnels. They moved silently, using stun weapons. Within 3 hours, all hostages were safe, and the raiders were captured. When they returned to Centauri Prime, the council was amazed. No one had died. Not hostages, not raiders, not rescue team members. "How did you succeed?" asked the senior diplomat. "Humans understand conflict," Han explained. "We've learned from our bloody history. We know how raiders think because we were once raiders ourselves. Our understanding of war helps us prevent it. That night, Admiral Zell visited the human quarters. The old alien looked at Han with new respect. Perhaps, he said quietly, the Confederation needs to learn from Earth, just as Earth needs to learn from us. Tomorrow I will propose a joint training program between our forces. As he left, Admiral Doe smiled at Commander Han. This is just the beginning, he said. Soon they'll understand that Earth's history doesn't make us dangerous to the galaxy. It makes us its best protectors. 3 years had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Confederation. Commander Han now served on the Confederation peacekeeping vessel Harmony. She had earned respect among some aliens, but many still viewed humans with caution. The Harmony received urgent orders to travel to the Vega system. 2 advanced civilizations, the Nari and the Pel, were fighting over a resource-rich moon. Both species had been peaceful Confederation members for centuries. This dispute has been brewing for years, explained Captain Sun, the human liaison officer. The Confederation has tried diplomacy, but nothing has worked. Commander Han studied the situation carefully. The Nari had mining rights to the moon, but the Pel claimed the moon was their sacred ancestral ground. Neither side would back down. This approach isn't working, Han told senior diplomat Jin, the Confederation representative. We've been watching for 3 weeks while they move more ships into the area. Jin's 4 eyes blinked slowly. Patience, Commander. The Confederation has resolved thousands of conflicts through observation and mediation. Han shook her head. Not this time. The Pel have hidden weapon platforms behind that larger moon. They're preparing to attack. That's impossible, Jin said. The Pel have been peaceful for 800 years. 2 days later, Pel ships opened fire on Nari mining facilities. The sudden attack killed hundreds of workers. The Confederation, peacekeeping fleet watched in shock as the conflict quickly spread to nearby systems. An emergency meeting was called on the Harmony. Representatives from 12 species argued about what to do. Some wanted to continue negotiations. Others suggested economic sanctions. Commander Han finally stood up. While we talk, people are dying. The Confederation approach has failed. Let me try an Earth strategy. Jin looked troubled. Your species solves problems through force. That is not our way. Not force, Han corrected. Understanding conflict. May I speak freely? Jin nodded reluctantly. Both sides believe they have no choice but to fight, Han explained. The Pel think they must protect their sacred site. The Nari believe they must defend their legal rights. Neither can back down without losing face. She pulled up a star map. I propose a small team goes behind Pel lines and gathers evidence of who ordered the first attack. At the same time, we position our ships here and here, not to fight, but to make both sides pause. We create a situation where peace becomes the logical choice. The alien representatives looked skeptical, but Jin finally nodded. You have 3 days, Commander Han. If your plan fails, the Confederation may reconsider Earth's membership. Han selected a mixed team, 2 humans and 3 aliens with special skills. They used a small, unmarked ship to slip past Pel defenses. Meanwhile, the Confederation fleet moved into the positions Han had suggested. On the Pel homeworld, Han's team discovered that a small faction had ordered the attack without the approval of the Pel leadership. Many Pel citizens were horrified by the violence. The team gathered data proving who was responsible. At the same time, the Confederation ships formed a pattern that made both sides nervous to fire weapons. It wasn't a blockade. It was a psychological barrier. 3 days later, Han presented her findings to both the Nari and Pel leaders on a neutral station. This war benefits no one, she said simply. The attack was ordered by extremists, not your government, she told the Pel representative. Then she turned to the Nari. And your mining operation was built directly on top of the most sacred Pel site. This cannot be coincidence. Both leaders looked uncomfortable. I propose a solution, Han continued. The extremists will face justice. The mining operation will move 2 kilometers east, preserving the sacred site. The Nari will keep their mining rights, and the Pel will have permanent access to their ancestral grounds. After tense negotiations, both sides agreed. The fighting stopped within days. Back on the Harmony, senior diplomat Jin approached Commander Han. Your approach was unconventional, the alien admitted, but effective. You understood what was driving the conflict when we did not. Humans have fought countless wars, Han explained. We've learned to recognize the signs of conflict and how to stop it before it grows. Jin was quiet for a moment. Perhaps the Confederation has been peaceful for so long that we've forgotten how to prevent war. The Council has requested more human officers be assigned to peacekeeping vessels. Commander Han smiled. We'll teach you what we know about conflict, and you'll teach us what you know about lasting peace. The next day, the Harmony received new orders. They were being sent to another border dispute, but this time, Commander Han would lead the mission. 5 years after Commander Han's successful resolution of the Naripel conflict, Earth had gained a new respect within the Galactic Confederation. Humans were now regularly assigned to peacekeeping missions, and Commander Han had been promoted to general. The Confederation had enjoyed a period of relative calm. That peace shattered on a quiet Tuesday when unknown ships appeared at the edge of Confederation space. They attacked without warning, destroying 3 outer colonies before disappearing back into deep space. We have no records of this species in our database, senior diplomat Jin told the Emergency Council meeting. They call themselves the Navari. General Han studied the attack footage carefully. The Navari ships were smaller than Confederation vessels but moved with surprising speed. Their weapons cut through defensive shields as if they weren't there. They've studied our technology, General Han said. They know exactly how our defenses work. 2 days later, the Navari struck again, this time hitting a major trade hub. Thousands died before Confederation ships could respond. The peacekeeping fleet was scattered across too many systems to mount an effective defense. In the council chamber, representatives from 200 species argued without reaching any decisions. Some wanted to attempt communication with the Navari. Others suggested retreating from the outer systems to create a stronger defensive line. Admiral Zhou, Earth's senior representative, finally stood up. The chamber fell silent. The Confederation faces an enemy it doesn't understand, he said. But humans understand warfare. Earth will offer its military fleet to defend the frontier worlds. Many council members looked troubled. Earth's ships were now integrated with Confederation technology, but they were still designed for combat, not peacekeeping. Giving humans control of the defense went against everything the Confederation stood for. What exactly are you proposing? Asked the High Counselor, an ancient being from one of the founding species. A joint command structure, Admiral Zhou explained. Earth ships will form the front line. We request that General Han be given overall command authority. After heated debate, the Council agreed, but with strict limitations. Earth could deploy its fleet, but only for defensive actions. Any offensive operations would require Council approval. General Han gathered her command team on the flagship Determination. The group included both humans and aliens who had trained under Earth's military doctrine. The Navari fight like raiders, she explained, showing tactical displays. They strike quickly and retreat before we can respond. They expect us to be predictable. Lieutenant Min, a tactical officer, studied the data. So we need to be unpredictable. Exactly, Han agreed. We'll create a trap. Rather than spreading ships thin across all potential targets, Han concentrated forces around a single valuable mining colony. She then leaked false information about weaknesses in the colony's defenses through channels the Navari might monitor. When the Navari fleet arrived, expecting easy victory, they found themselves caught in a carefully planned ambush. Earth ships attacked from multiple directions, using maneuvers the Confederation had never employed before. The battle was fierce, but short. For the first time, Navari ships were captured intact, with some crew members taken alive. General Han personally led the first contact team. The Navari were humanoid but with tough, ridge-covered skin. Their leader, kept in a secure room, refused to speak at first. We know you understand our language, Han said calmly. We want to understand why you're attacking us. After hours of silence, the Navari commander finally responded. You are soft. You have forgotten how to fight. Such weakness cannot be allowed to spread. You made a mistake, Han replied. Humans haven't forgotten. News of the victory spread quickly through Confederation space. The Council was both relieved and concerned. Earth's military approach had worked, but it went against centuries of Confederation policy. Admiral Joe addressed these concerns directly. The Confederation taught us how to be peaceful. Now we will teach you how to defend that peace. In the months that followed, Earth established a military academy where officers from all species trained together. Human tactical thinking merged with alien technology, creating something new. Under General Han's leadership, a joint defense force took shape, one that could match the Navari's aggression. For the first time in thousands of years, the Confederation prepared for war. A decade had passed since the first Navari attack. What started as a desperate defense had evolved into something the galaxy had never seen before, a true military force guided by human strategy and powered by Confederation technology. General Han walked through the corridors of the New Earth, Academy on Mars. 10 years ago, humans had been newcomers to space. Now officers from 100 different species trained here, learning the art of warfare from Earth's best commanders. The simulation results are in, General, said Major Sue, her aide. The cadets completed the impossible scenario in record time. Han nodded with approval. The impossible scenario was based on an early Navari attack that had devastated a Confederation colony. For years, no cadet team had found a solution that saved both the colony and the response fleet. Until today. Which team? Han asked. Mixed species, led by a Tellarite named Kyo. He implemented a human strategy from your Earth history, something called the Incheon landing. Han smiled. This was exactly what she had hoped for. Aliens learning from human history and making it their own. In orbit above Mars, the flagship Determination had been rebuilt 3 times. What began as Earth's most advanced warship was now something new, a blend of human design philosophy and alien technology. Its weapons were precise rather than powerful. Its shields adapted to enemy attacks. Most importantly, its command structure allowed for quick decisions. Admiral Park stood on the bridge, watching Earth grow smaller as they prepared to jump to light speed. His crew was mostly human, but included officers from 12 species. Course set for the Navari border, said Lieutenant Kang, the navigation officer. Fleet is in formation and ready for jump. Park nodded. 10 years of pushing back the Navari had led to this moment. After countless battles, they had finally located the Navari home system. The Confederation Council had debated for months before authorizing this mission. This isn't about revenge, Park had told the Council. It's about ending the conflict. We'll offer peace from a position of strength. As the fleet prepared to depart, a message arrived from Earth. Admiral Joe, now leading Earth's Defense Ministry, appeared on screen. The Council has concerns about this mission, Joe said without greeting. Some members fear what will happen if humans lead an attack on the Navari homeworld. Park frowned. This isn't an attack. It's a show of force to bring them to the negotiating table. I know that, Joe replied, but the Confederation has never faced this situation before. They fear what might happen if humans gain too much power. Then we must show them their fears are unfounded, Park said firmly. We'll end this conflict without destroying the Navari. The journey took 3 weeks. When they arrived at the edge of Navari space, they were met not by warships, but by a single vessel broadcasting on all frequencies. The Navari wished to speak, reported Lieutenant Jung, the communications officer. The alien that appeared on screen looked tired. The ridges on its face were dull and cracked. We know why you have come, the Navari said, but you do not know why we attacked. Park leaned forward. Then tell us. We were running, the Navari explained. For 20 years we have fought, not to conquer but to prepare you. The real enemy comes from beyond the dark regions. We call them the Void. They destroyed our original homeworld. They will come for you next. Park shared this information with Earth and the Confederation Council immediately. Many doubted the HFY story, believing it to be a trick, but General Han saw the truth. "Look at their technology," she told a special council session. "It's designed for quick strikes and faster retreats. These are not conquerors, they're survivors." 3 days later, long-range sensors detected something massive moving toward Confederation space from the direction the Navari had indicated. The transformation of the Confederation was about to face its greatest test. What had begun as Earth, teaching aliens how to fight, would now determine the survival of all species. The void arrived as a dark cloud against the stars. Their ships were unlike anything seen before, massive black structures that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect. The Confederation faced its greatest threat, and Earth's military transformation would face its final test. General Han, now 65 years old with silver hair, stood before the combined council. Representatives from all Confederation species listened in silence as she explained the defense plan. "The Void uses technology far beyond our understanding," she said simply. "But we have something they don't expect: unity. For 10 years, we've built a force that combines the strengths of all our species." The plan was approved without debate. There was no time for political arguments. The galaxy was at war. Admiral Park commanded the main fleet from the flagship, Determination. His orders were to hold the line while smaller, faster ships led by Captain Min targeted the Void's command ships. "The Void has never faced an enemy that fights back effectively," Park told his crew. "They expect us to run or surrender. We will do neither." The first battles were devastating. Void ships tore through outer system defenses like paper. Millions died as colony worlds fell. The Confederation forces retreated, but in a controlled way, following General Han's strategy of trading space for time. Captain Min led his special task force on dangerous missions behind enemy lines. His ships were small and fast, using technology developed by combining human stealth systems with alien cloaking devices. They gathered critical intelligence about how the Void operated. "They're not a natural species," Min reported after a particularly dangerous mission. "They're machines. Artificial intelligence that decided organic life is inefficient." This information changed everything. General Han ordered all ships to adjust their tactics. The Void's machines thought in predictable patterns, something humans had studied for centuries. 6 months into the war, the Confederation forces stopped retreating. At the Battle of Proxima Centauri, Admiral Park's fleet held against a Void attack for the first time. The news spread across all worlds. The Void could be stopped. On Earth, factories worked day and night to build new ships. Alien engineers worked alongside human designers, creating vessels unlike any before. General Han established a central command center on Luna, where officers from all species coordinated the defense of 1,000 worlds. After a year of fighting, Captain Min discovered something crucial. "The Void ships are connected to a central intelligence," he told General Han during an emergency meeting. "If we can find it and shut it down, their forces will be disrupted." Finding this central intelligence required the largest scouting operation ever attempted. Ships from every Confederation species participated, searching the areas the Void had come from. After weeks of searching, they found it, a massive structure hidden in the dust cloud of a dying star. General Han developed a plan so dangerous many thought it impossible. A small strike team would infiltrate the Void's central intelligence while the main fleet engaged their forces elsewhere. Captain Min volunteered to lead the mission. "This is a one-way trip," Han warned him. Min nodded. "Some prices are worth paying." The final battle began with the largest fleet action in galactic history. Admiral Park led ships from 200 species against the main Void force. The battle stretched across an entire star system, with thousands of ships engaged in combat. Meanwhile, Captain Min's team slipped through the chaos in a heavily modified stealth ship. They reached the central Void structure and deployed specially designed devices that would disrupt the machine intelligence. The fighting was fierce. Min's team faced waves of defender robots. One by one, his team members fell. When only Min remained, He activated the final disruptor manually, knowing he wouldn't escape. Across all battlefronts, void ships suddenly faltered. Their perfect coordination collapsed into confusion. The Confederation forces, led by Admiral Park, pressed the advantage. 3 days later, the war ended. The void threat was neutralized, though not without terrible cost. Billions had died, including Captain Min and many of Earth's finest officers. In the years that followed, humans were no longer viewed as dangerous newcomers. Earth had led the galaxy through its darkest hour. The military force they had built was indeed feared, but also respected and trusted. General Han, now the most decorated officer in Confederation history, stood on a viewing platform on Luna, watching ships from 100 worlds come and go in Earth's orbit. Many carried students coming to study at Earth's academies. An aide approached with a message. A new species had been discovered at the edge of known space. The Confederation Council requested that General Han lead the first contact mission. "Tell them I'll go," she said with a smile. "After all, humans know better than anyone what it's like to be newcomers."